Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of my Mijello Pure Pigment set. So I finally received my palette and this is the unboxing of it. It came very nicely packaged and there was no damage at all. You wouldn't expect it as well because this is a bulletproof glass, well they call it a bulletproof glass palette, and it's not glass, it's very hard plastic and it's very sturdy plastic as well. It's very durable. So as you can see, it's a very durable plastic. The material is non-staining, and in a demonstration in either this video or the next video I'll be demonstrating how it doesn't stain. So I generally left paint on top of the palette overnight and I tried to wipe it away and it didn't come off. So I would recommend that you wash the palette before you apply the paint, before you lay it out, sorry. And that way that will reduce any residue that may be on the existing palette. So this is a time lapse of laying out the paints, and generally you let it dry for over a week, so seven or more days. The longer the better. I left it for around 8 days and I thought it turned out it was fine. It is still a bit tacky around 7 days, but the longer you leave it, it dries completely and you can touch it without picking up any pigment. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, please just comment below. Hi guys, so this is my swatch that I did for this palette, and this is how it has been laid out. So I'm currently following the instructions from the pamphlet that Mijello provided in the Pure Pigment kit, and I followed the layout exactly just because I know that they've advised this way, and I thought I would follow it just to see how it would work. And I do agree, you should really follow the way that it's been suggested how you lay it out, because it just makes it so much easier for you to navigate between what your colours are and how to refill them later on if you just follow the instructions of the ratios of what colours are used for each pan. So that's what I did. As you can see, this is the colour swatch. They're really vibrant, they're really beautiful, and the way it gradiates from the colour to as you see how I gradiate it, is that the right word? I don't know, but you can tell the colours are really vibrant. I love it. Just so you know, because it is a Pure Pigment palette and you are moving between, say for example, two colours. For example, the way it's laid out here, there's 3 colours, and if you want it more dark, you would tend to put your brush to the darker colour or the lighter colour. So as you know, when you're painting, you'll never get the exact same colour because the way that you've laid it out, you know, you'll never mix the same ratio when you pick up the paint. So that's something that you've got to consider. But when it comes to watercolor, you don't really need to have the exact color. If you're like that, I don't know, maybe you should think of another brand. But the Pure Pigment set is really great in that sense, where it allows you to be customizable. That's if you're okay with having customized colors, and for me, I am. So I have no issues with that. Hi guys. So as you've previously seen, I have shown you a time lapse of laying out this video. I did make a boo-boo. I mixed up one of these wells, but I fixed it up later on. And then, so to avoid confusion in the future, I've actually rewrote this so that I don't get confused later on. So for example, I skipped 27. And so what I did was I put 27 at the end and I wrote it correctly, and that's how it appears. So if you make a boo-boo, just make sure to record it in your swatch. So this is a swatch that I've done. I maybe would have done a time lapse. I'm not quite sure if I would include it, but this is for my personal reference so that I can see how the colours look on paper. And as you look closer, it really gradiates really well on paper if you're very careful. The only thing about these paints is that they're so pigmented that you have to be really careful if you want to achieve the gradual look, like how I've done it with the swatch. Because it's such a pure pigment, if you pick up too much, it doesn't fade out the way that it does here. For example, I'll show you in this test that I've done. I picked up way too much pigment, and that's why it sits on the paper the way it does, because I just picked up too much. And really, you have to be careful with how much pigment and how much paint you pick up, or else you won't be able, if you want to achieve the gradual look how I've done it in the swatch test. So with this brand, it is achievable to get that sense of gradual transparency, but provided that you are very careful with how much paint and pigment that you pick up. For example, here on this side, I wasn't as careful as I was afterwards. I picked up too much pigment, and that's why there is such a solid, opaque look, because there is so much pigment. So it's really about your technique and about picking up minimal amount of pigment so that you can get that gradual look. We'll discuss this later, but yeah, I like this I like Mijello so far. The one thing that I need to say is that, wow, these paints are so vibrant. They're so pigmented, you know. Later on, I'm going to show you a comparison between the Winsor Newton and the Mijello. So today we were discussing the Pure Pigment set on its own, and in part 3 we're going to compare against Winsor and Newton, and in part 3 you'll also see a swatch test between the two brands. So as well as that, please feel free to watch my other videos above, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, please subscribe for more updates. Bye!